AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's American Idol After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's American Idol After Show.
For once in my life, I have someone who needs me, someone I've needed so long. For once unafraid, I can go where life leads me. Somehow I know I'll be strong.
I feel like I'm at home right now.
I can touch with my
Detroit.
heart
Can you feel that, Detroit?
love, long before I knew. Oh,
Sounds good. That is some mood, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, sounds familiar.
That is extremely familiar. What's up, everybody? Bing is for doing, and we are doing another after show for American Idol season number 12, episode 22. I'm your host, Mark E. Allen, and tonight we got some solos, some duos, some trios, in the music of Motown. I can't do it alone. I am joined by Violet Kanian. How you
Hey
doing today?
everyone, I'm fabulous.
All right, and our special guest, Mr. Nate Tao. How you doing, buddy?
Hello, I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Yay!
Yeah,
Love that version. We love that performance on the show.
thank you.
Yes.
And it's perfect for tonight because we're doing the music of Motown.
Exactly, it was meant to be.
It was.
Yeah, it was
I
like,
had no idea.
we're watching live. I'm like, isn't that your song?
I was like, that's the song I sang. Yeah. Wow, perfect.
All right, yeah, we're gonna jump into tonight's episode, which was crazy. Nikki was on one tonight, but we had a lot of great performances. And quickly, let's jump into last week. I want to break down last week, Thursday night.
Yes. Paul Jolly said goodbye. Heartbreaking, but I mean, if one of them has to go.
Yeah, what a good guy.
Yes, definitely. If one of them had to go, I think they chose the right person. But Amber was in the bottom.
That was crazy, and they even mentioned that
What in the
tonight. Yeah.
world?
Well, we got to see some really great performances last week. We had who do we have? Neo.
Yeah,
With Jessica
Miss
Sanchez.
Jessica,
Oh, yeah.
she was working
the stage. Something that I
Loved it.
I didn't expect her to do something like that. I mean, I know she's going to do somewhat poppy stuff. And then Casey Abrams, who just was amazing.
Absolutely amazing.
If you guys missed that
So
performance, definitely check it out. American Idol put it on their YouTube page, and that dude is amazing.
He is.
To see him live, I saw him live in person. He did my showcase Singing Saturdays this past Saturday and was just brilliant. Just to see how he works the stage, he just connects with every single person. So I wish I was at that live performance of American Idol.
Next time, Mark, next time.
Next time, absolutely. But yeah, so that was last week. We had to say bye to Paul Jolly, and I wonder what's going to happen this week. As we jump in, we want to give a shout out to Mr. Martin. How you doing, Martin? Back there, you doing good?
Good. How come JC's not here again? What's his deal?
He said no voice. He didn't say no voice because he didn't have one. He texted
Yes.
no voice. So shout out to JC. I did remember to pick him up this
Okay,
time.
good. Was he upset that we forgot last time?
Yeah,
he
about
was
that.
upset.
Yeah, our fault.
So yeah, let's jump into tonight, which we had a lot of great performances. Got to see some group activity too. But the music of Motown. And one thing I wanted to bring up was the comfort of the save, because we got to see last week that they're gonna be able to save one person until maybe like the top 5 or something.
Right.
So do you think that makes it easier for some of these people? Because just going through the list, I think like Candace has the comfort of the save, knowing that she can just come out and kill it, and no matter what happens, she's gonna get saved.
Absolutely.
Burnell, I feel like Angie, Cree, and maybe even Janelle.
Really?
Do you think all of them have the comfort of the save?
I don't know if all of them do. I'm thinking Amber might
Yeah?
have a little more of the save going.
Yeah.
Especially after tonight's performance.
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure. Yes.
Yeah, so I guess I think that does play a factor into some of their minds, but at the same time, you're never 100% sure at anything in this competition. But yeah, we're going to talk, go through the list of everybody that performed today, and then we got a special interview with Mr. Nate Tao, and to hear about what he's got going on these days. So let's jump into it. Candace Glover, I heard it through the grapevine. Switching it up. What'd you guys think?
Yeah.
I thought she was brilliant again. I mean, this woman can do no wrong. She really can. She goes on stage. She kills it every single time. And she said she was nervous before she went on stage. Seriously, with a voice like that, how do you get nervous? How do you get nervous?
Absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah, I thought she had a great. I mean, she has a great voice, of course, regardless. But I liked the different rendition she was putting on,
Yes.
and then she had that little pause, and then the ending. It was almost a little rock there. I thought that
Yeah.
was awesome, and she really pulled it off.
We got to see some patience from her. She wasn't belting the whole time, wasn't doing vocal tricks the entire song. But I just love how they started with the saxophone, and she was just able to let the song build. She was grooving with it, and they were telling her Jimmy and of course Smokey Robinson,
The legendary
the
Smokey
legendary,
Robinson.
which we heard a lot of that tonight. But we got to see what his thoughts on the performances, and you could tell what an inspiration he has been to all of them, and just to sit in a room with that guy and just to hear his feedback and make you better, just as a life-changing experience. But Candace Glover, she out of everybody, she was able to switch it up and still keep it her own throughout the whole song. So I definitely feel like that's a side we haven't seen from her.
Did she throw in a little, I'm not really... I mean, I know the song, but did she make it more jazzy than...
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
she
definitely
did.
a little more groovy.
I like that.
And that build to that last big note. It's like she
Yes.
started with her patience, she just smoked it throughout the song, and at the end, she had some more patience and just belted it home.
She's like, wait for it. Ah, there it is.
Exactly. and it's so hard to go first, but for her, it's not that hard to go any
I was
number.
kind of surprised she was going first, but I
Yeah.
guess you got to start the show with a bang.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Is that all random? Do they?
I don't think it's random.
No, it's not. So.
Yeah.
stuff.
They plan
Of course,
they
I should
plan
know that.
everything.
Okay.
Yeah, so and Nikki even said, she kept her eyes alive throughout the song, which is one thing that she was talking about her face last week. So she definitely listened to the judges and did exactly what she needed to do. And tonight we got to see a lot of the duos and the trios and stuff. And Cree and Janelle came out and did a classic song.
Yeah, I really liked their performance of Like a Prayer Madonna's, which they turned total country, made
Yeah.
it seem like it was a country song to begin with. And I actually thought their voices sounded very similar. I mean, I've mentioned it before, I'm not too familiar with pitch and stuff. I just go off with what I'm hearing.
Right, yeah.
But I thought their voices have kind of like the same tone going on. So I really, really liked it. And then the judges made it really, really awkward. Because they're
Yeah.
so close with each other. And
It's crazy.
they kind of put Janelle really down and Cree way up. I mean,
Yeah.
she deserves
Yeah.
it, but
Nate, did you agree with what the judges were saying, or in particular
yeah.
Nikki?
what's someone who knows pitch?
Yeah, I wasn't really sure what to expect. Their new take on a Madonna song,
Right.
but I was actually pleasantly surprised. I think I do have to agree with the judges. Janelle was a little more pitchy.
Yeah.
She, nerves, anything really. But of course,
Yeah.
she's a great performer. Just that certain performance. But Nikki definitely made it, really awkward because they have their arms around each other while they're getting
Yeah.
this critique, and then you're like, oh, that's
Yeah. And you can see Cree squeezing
Yeah,
Janelle's arm
exactly.
tighter and tighter.
tighter. Yeah. So it's just, the judges made a little awkward
Yeah,
situation.
because I think
there,
it's something
but-
that we all were kind of thinking, like, wow, that was a good performance. You could definitely see Cree was outshining her a little bit here
Yeah.
and there. But then Nikki was just like, okay, here's exactly what I think. The whole episode, she was just on one tonight.
Oh, man. Oh,
So
man. Nikki,
I agree with
Nikki.
some of it. Some of it I felt like was a little extensive. But,
much.
ratings, let's get them
Exactly.
up. Especially The Voice came out this week, so they got to just
That's
put it.
right.
That's probably it.
Oh,
Yeah.
my goodness.
So I understand.
Yeah.
I get it.
What are you gonna do?
And someone who kind of has had some trouble the last few weeks, Mr. Lazaro.
Lazzy.
You have your own nickname for him.
Lazzy.
Watch out, Nikki.
Yeah, so I mean, tonight I felt like he felt more comfortable in this performance.
Absolutely. In
His
this
solo
performance.
for Once in My Life, Stevie Wonder, which is Nate's audition song. This song we were talking about. We just played it. Do you think he did it justice?
Yeah, once again, I was actually really nervous because, when they showed the clip of him in the studio singing it with Jimmy and Smokey, I was like, oh no, what's going to happen? I was honestly really nervous. And then, he got up there and he really made it his own. He didn't really attempt, the really high stuff that Stevie does,
Right.
But I think to his credit, he stayed within, knowing what he could do, and that's a smart thing for sure at this point in the competition. And I like the whole get up. I think he was wearing like a leather
jacket,
leather jacket,
gold tie.
of course Motown, of course.
That.
Yeah, I think he did a good job. Of certainly, I've seen his past performances in the past couple of weeks, so this is definitely an improvement, just like the judges said.
And I like the fact that it was a very intimate setting, and that he was close to the piano, and it was a close shot, rather than leaving him in the middle of the stage with nothing else around him, because then it kind of gets karaoke or
Yes.
or what
And
they
we saw
say.
he doesn't really dance much.
Right, yeah. He's not a dancer.
He doesn't, but that's okay.
That's okay, because he's adorable.
But yeah, he definitely had that smooth start. He was working the stage, and I just felt like he's back now, and he knows what he's good at. He's starting to take their critiques. The group song, which we'll talk about in a little bit, I mean, to learn a song you've never heard before and learn it and have to perform it with two other dudes. So I understand that. So to his credit, I think his solo performance, he's on the right track. And if he sticks around for a little bit, he knows what direction to go in.
I still think he should go with the big band stuff, like very Ricky Ricardo, as Nikki keeps bringing up. But he's definitely improving.
Yes.
Thankfully.
He didn't listen to Jimmy. He listened to Smokey, and so Nikki was right.
Yes, I guess.
What do you know?
We'll give her that.
I know, right? So someone that I really, it took me a while to jump on the bandwagon. I love country music, and Janelle, for a while, I was iffy about. She had the duo performance with Cree, and it's hard to come out after that and be kind of put down and come out and give a great performance, especially when you're playing guitar for the first time on the show, first time with a big band. So Janelle, keep me hanging on. Something that she said she did the arrangement when she was 14. Was it like a year ago then? But yeah, so Smokey kind of gave her some critiques and stuff and how to elevate the song and make it fit her even better. Did you guys like that performance? Is it one of her?
I loved it. Yeah, especially with coming out of last week when she was one of the best ones last week as well. And she really, really kept it going. And I really liked what Smokey Robinson said, that she bring it higher, because right when that part came, you're like, yes, like make it, do it. And then she did. And I can't even imagine how it would have been if she hadn't.
Right.
So I'm really, really glad she took that advice and she went with it. And I really, really liked it. And at the end, she did say that she put whatever they said into the song, whatever the judges said with a duo performance. And I really felt every word she was singing.
Yeah.
She was very passionate about it, and
Turn
it
that
was
negative into a
nice.
positive.
Exactly. It was really nice and very, very felt. And
Yeah, no, for sure. Janelle, she just seems so genuine to me. I don't know about you guys, but yeah, she was very happy and smiling a lot, and I really liked that she was trying to make a connection while she was doing her performance. Obviously guitar and singing in guitar was really great. I agree with what Smokey said, of course, and I'm glad that she took his advice. And I almost wish that she went even higher at some points to just take it that step further. But really, I liked what she had, and of course, it's always a good thing to improve on your second performance. So,
for sure.
So I thought she did a great job.
Yeah, and Nikki even said, she's being too happy or something. First of all, she's been happy the whole show.
Right?
So
I don't know what she's talking about.
This is one of the times I did not agree with Nikki.
just one of the times.
Yeah, exactly.
Once.
I don't know if I agreed with the rest of the stuff she said as far as she was talking about, but I liked how simple it was with the guitar, Janelle's performance. And I got chills into the chorus, and she was doing those falsetto little things, and she definitely made some artistic choices with the song that Randy pointed out, and stuff that we haven't really heard from her before. So I just feel like this was Janelle wrapped up in a perfect performance.
Perfectly.
And that's hard to do at this stage of the game where you're trying to please everyone.
Yes.
And do you show a different side of you or not? Because some people are showing different sides and versatility, and some people
It's
kind of
not
got
working
shunned
for
for
them.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and as we move on, I definitely want to talk to you guys about iTunes, YouTube. We do this show live every Wednesday night after the show on AFTERBUZZTV.com. But, please check us out on iTunes, download it for free, or check it out on YouTube. And please rate, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think because, we definitely want to bring the guests that you guys like. Obviously, we got Nate Tao today from this season. And, good or bad, we like to hear whatever you guys think just so we can make this the best show, the best after show for you, for American Idol. So, with that said, moving on to Devin, who's stepping up his game.
Yes. I want you to take this one.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Yeah, Devin Velez, of course. I think he is so talented, and I remember meeting him during Hollywood Week, and we chatted a bit. I didn't get to hang out with him, a bunch, but really great guy and so talented. I remember because when in the solo round, the last round of Hollywood Week. Everyone who you're singing with, they're just sitting in the audience.
Right.
So you're just experiencing everything with them. So, and I remember, I forget what song he sang, but it was so good. And yeah, I've always been a fan of his voice, and that was no exception with his performance. I thought he did a really great job. I love the falsetto, the riffs he did. Same with Janelle though. I almost wanted him to take it further. I wanted him to start a little smaller and take it more.
Get bigger and
get bigger and bigger. And I felt that it was kind of one-dimensional, and that's not to take away from his performance at all, but just as an improvement, because I think he's great. That's really all I had to say.
He's such a professional on stage too. It's like he's just on tonight. He was just on point. He had the background vocals up there too, and it's just so effortless. And he chose not to do Spanish again.
He's surprising me every
is that
week.
Good or bad? It just makes us want that. Not that we necessarily need it because he's great, but are we ever going to get it again?
I'm a little worried he might be losing that audience that he had. I hope he's not.
Or maybe they're tuning in because they're like, oh, I know he's eventually going to do it.
They're waiting. They're waiting for it. I loved his performance today, and I feel like in the past couple of weeks, he's kind of been getting lost, and we've been kind of throwing his name in for might be going home, just because of based on what the other contestants have been doing. But today, he was amazing, and he's back where he was like in Hollywood Week, where we fell in love with him and said, wow, this guy is so good. So I'm really, really happy, and I think he's good for next week.
Yeah, he was one of the ones during like the preparation when they showed the clip back with Smokey. He was like, wow, this song's gonna be dope. From the beginning.
Yes.
So,
just the way he sings it. And I mentioned it last week as well. He's showing a little personality, a little like swagger on stage. I like
for sure.
it.
And we got to see even more of his personality when Nikki got a little crazy later on.
Don't get me started.
So just get you
She said some great things.
Yes. But not that group performance. We had another group performance after Devin. It was Amber, Candace, and Angie. Probably my favorite group of the night. But what do they sing? Make You Love Me? Is that the full name of the song?
Make You Love Me?
Yeah, so I definitely felt like Angie was feeling it throughout the song. Candace was great. And of course, Amber too. Like they were just pow. Hashtag pow.
Hashtag pow.
Mariah says. But the fireworks at the end, it was just, we had a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Can't beat fireworks.
What do you guys think of the performance?
I think it was awesome. They showed a lot of personality. Angie especially was like flirting the whole time. She looked phenomenal.
Like,
those
Candace, watch
legs.
this is how you flirt with the girl.
Right?
Check this out.
Candace like, okay, I'm gonna let you do that, and I'm just gonna sing.
Exactly.
But yeah, it was fun. It was cute. I liked it.
Yeah, no, I thought it was great. They all looked great. And I love the trio on the podium and the fireworks, of course. Everything, the whole package just really made the whole deal. And I think Candace really shined.
Yes.
I mean, everybody, all three of them shined, but she really you know, she had some of those like.
It felt like they definitely favored Candace.
Oh, yeah.
And then they had some Angie moments too. I feel like Amber, they
Amber
didn't
got
give-
shafted.
Yeah, did she?
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, the end she had like a little one, but they're like, oh wait, let's give it back to somebody else.
Oh, there's Candace
No, I
again.
completely agree with you. I was watching. I was like, "Where is Amber?"
Yeah, what's up with
Yeah.
that? I mean, I
What
guess
happened?
maybe there's not as many parts in the song because it seemed like the like little pre-chorus right before the chorus was the part where they gave
Yeah,
one to each of the
exactly.
other girls and gave them the opportunity to shine the most. But you know, I mean, Amber definitely gave it all she had in her next
Oh
song.
yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
And I also think that I like how Angie kept up with the powerhouses.
Right.
So I like that. Yeah, but yeah, I'll just leave it there.
Did you feel like Burnell Taylor had a great performance tonight?
Yes.
I feel like he has a great performance every night.
Yes. As long as he does his little things and the voice
Yeah, it's
just
like-
does what it does, I'm in love.
Puts the
I'm
BT stamp on it?
obsessed. I
Boom.
love, yeah, I mean, oh my gosh, she's so good. That's my favorite, one of my favorite songs.
My Chérie Amour.
It's just, the minute I heard he's doing that song, I was like, perfect. Can you get any more
Yes.
perfect? This song and his voice, perfection. And yeah, but I'm kind of worried that his just standing at the microphone doing his thing is kind of gonna get old.
Yeah, but he did grab the mic off the stand.
Oh, did
And he went in front of the. But he was still close by the stand.
Oh, he was like,
but
not too far.
Yeah.
There was some variety.
Yeah. I like
little
his
bit.
variety in the group, the trio, minus
Right.
everything else. But I like that he was doing it up tempo, and I'm like, oh, he can do up tempo.
Right.
He can keep it on. And I finally realized who he sounds like. He sounds like John Legend.
Yeah, he does have that John Legendy thing, and I always said that he had the Frank Ocean similar
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
coolness
those
to
two.
him. So you're saying like this? If you guys are watching us live or seeing us on YouTube, the picture behind us is kind of like his whole performance. Like you can
Yeah.
just play the, but I like the little stuff he does with the hands.
Yeah.
and the
And it was
vocals.
all white. Dressed in white.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes.
exactly. Renee, what did you think about his performance tonight?
Yeah, I in the beginning in the studio clip, I think Smokey said it sounded like he was straining.
Right, they changed the key. Yes.
I think they changed the
Yes.
key, I believe so, and
They said calm it down or
calm it down a
yeah.
little bit. Yeah, be more intimate. And he did that for the most part, which I was very happy with. Yeah, I mean, Burnell has a great voice. I mean, there's really no question about that.
In the all whites, and he definitely, you know, the judges liked all of his vocal choices that he did, and which I do every week as well. This dude is good. But I always look forward to his performance because he always puts you don't even have to watch it live. You can hear his voice without hearing his name and know that it's him.
Absolutely.
And that's just like his artistry is just impeccable.
Yes.
So we're definitely on his side for
Team
sure.
Burnell.
And he's been my favorite guy for the last couple weeks, and I feel like he does have the comfort of the save. So that
Yes.
probably plays a factor in it too. So round of applause for that dude. He's got it going on. Angie Miller. Andrew Miller, after this performance, he said something very funny, Violet.
After the group performance, the trio,
That's
I
right.
said, she finally won me over. I've been saying she doesn't have star power, and she looked like a friggin' $1,000,000.
She did tonight.
Yeah.
My
Great.
goodness, okay? But after this performance, I went back to my...
Shop
what
around? You're gonna shop
Yeah,
around again?
I'm gonna shop around again. She
Man.
lost me once again, and she should be by the piano, or else she's just lost. She's trying to do a little Jessica Sanchez,
Right.
taking over diva and.
But don't you think they're because that's what they say. They tell you to be more versatile. This is the one I was talking about before. But
But if she did that performance exactly how she did it, but the voice was like spot on, they
Right.
would have loved it.
see, I wasn't having a
But it
problem with the
wasn't.
voice. I was kind
Really?
of shocked, and then I know you guys agree with it too. It was everywhere. Did
It
you
was.
feel
I
like?
thought I
Yeah.
wrote down it's all over.
Am
the
I just
place.
mesmerized by her looks?
Yes.
She was on. she had
Those
it going on
legs,
tonight.
okay.
Yeah.
I was
like-
mesmerized.
Like yeah, it's like Mark, you have to turn the volume up.
I know.
Right? You're like, oh, I
no.
thought I know.
Wasn't
Yeah.
listening.
So I mean, were you there
Yeah.
during her? So were you there for her performance during Hollywood Week? Or I mean, did you get to see her
No.
live at all? Oh, it was guys and girls on too.
Yeah, this year they split it up. So
Yeah.
once the guys were done, the guys went first. So once our whole round was done,
Right,
then we saw the girls flew in that same day.
Oh, okay.
So we saw them at the hotel.
right. It's like high fived him, like good
But
luck
then-
with that.
Yeah, but then that was it. So, but yeah, no, this one, yeah, I there's something to be said about being versatile. I think that's awesome, and I think that I applaud her for doing, trying something new. It's just, of course, I think if the voice had been really on pitch and strong, it would have worked out much better.
Right.
But it was obvious that she was not comfortable in this kind of role. So,
I think she's trying a little too hard to be that artist. But she's not that artist. She's a singer-songwriter artist.
Yeah, I can see that.
She's not,
I liked how she was kind of interacting with the band and stuff. You could definitely see
that was great.
So I guess if her voice was on, like you said, it would have been perfect. But and that's one thing that we noticed too. Maybe the fact that she was off pitch the whole time was a good thing because I think she flubbed a lyric.
She did.
Right? But they didn't even mention that.
no,
it was a mess.
But she caught it immediately after.
Yeah, no, she was really good with it.
She didn't mess
She moved right on.
Yeah.
So there's some positivity in that.
Oh, absolutely.
that she can keep going. But she's definitely been, one of my favorites.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not for Violet.
Yeah.
I think she does. She has a great voice.
She does.
I mean, and that's to be said for a lot of these contestants. But
I don't think she's gonna be in trouble at all for one semi-bad performance. She's fine.
yeah, I think she'll be back on track.
She's aight.
Yeah, she's good.
She's good.
She's good.
And then, she did that performance, the group performance with Candace and Amber. Amber kind of got outshined in that, like we were talking about. Did Amber get outshined during her own performance?
No, she didn't.
No, she was shining?
She shined.
She was ridiculous.
Smokey said to feel it every time, and I definitely felt like she was feeling it during this whole song. Lately by Stevie Wonder, just the build of the whole song. They were talking about how they wanted her to go somewhere with the second part. The second part was just ridiculous. She just slayed it at the end too. What'd you guys think?
Oh, it was crazy. And I'm a huge fan of Stevie Wonder, and I love Lately. And that song has when people who sing that, there's a danger of it becoming stale because it's such a slow song.
Yeah.
And I was kind of scared that was going to happen here.
Right.
But she just took it. She was like, "Oh, you think I'm going to take it here? Oh, I'm going to take it here." And it was crazy. The
roof off.
The runs and that the key changes. I loved it. And I was honestly, I wasn't impressed with her group performance because she got outshined, and here she was just able to soar, and I thought it was really great.
Yeah, and that's one thing too. Like, I feel like she kind of gets lost in the shuffle from time to time, just because the girls are so freaking good. So, I mean, Nikki said to wear pink lipstick, and that'll help.
She's still not wearing pink lipstick. I don't know if she should wear pink lipstick.
I don't know about
how great that's gonna look. Maybe tone down the red a little, but I mean, with a voice like that, she can wear purple lipstick and sound amazing.
Yeah.
Come on.
And that's one thing too. I think after this song for sure, she's got the comfort of the save for the weeks to come, because like she does get lost in the shuffle, but every time we see her, I kind of get reminded like, oh yeah, she is awesome.
She is amazing, and she sings with such ease that it doesn't. She just makes it look so easy.
Yeah,
like,
Whitney
I
Houston
could do
vibe.
that, and no, you can't. Like, that's what Amber does. It's her thing, and I still want her to do an up-tempo song.
Yeah.
I don't think we've
But
heard her do
what if she does it and they're like, oh wait, don't do up tempo, just go back to what you're good at, and then you're like,
Exactly. Pigeonholing.
Change it up a little.
Yeah.
A little.
I don't know. Well, when Ryan was like at the end after the judges spoke, what did Ryan say? He said, "Oh, you're back" or something.
Yeah,
she was like, I wasn't gone.
I was here last week.
Did you
was here
guys
last
miss me
week.
last week? I performed.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, so I mean, Amber is definitely, she could be like the kind of like the one that we don't think about until the dark
Boom,
horse. What do they
she's-
call it?
yeah.
The dark horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Seriously.
That was a great performance. I'm glad that she sang where she did.
Yeah.
Because we needed something great to kind of hold us over while this next performance, we had the solos, the duos, and the trios. One of the trios was better than the other because Brunel, Devin, and Lazaro. I like the bow ties. I like how they did the different bow tie colors, like the white, black,
It was
and
so
red.
Lazar.
It was
You know
colorful.
he picked that.
Yeah. He's like, hey, listen, I might forget all the words, but can you guys just wear bow ties with me?
my
They're like, yeah, sure, perfect.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, so I felt like 2 of the 3 looked comfortable up there on the stage, but Nikki went nuts on them.
She was like,
she
okay,
went-
get off the stage.
Yeah.
What the?
She was. Oh,
and she meant
man.
it too. Like she was like,
She
like
was
those.
mad.
I was shocked.
Yeah.
You don't say that
I
when
know,
it's top
right?
8.
Oh
She said that it was like Hollywood Week, like group week. I mean,
Right.
you went through group week. Was it that intense?
Oh man, yeah. Group week was intense, and I mean, I thought it was funny that she said that just because, well, just because, you know, when during Hollywood Week, I mean, they literally gave us our groups and let us pick our song. I think it was 10, 11 p.m.
Right.
And then they're like, you got to be back here at 6 in the morning.
Oh my god.
So you either rehearse at the venue or you go back to the hotel and rehearse. So my group, we practiced till 4 or 5. A lot of groups didn't even get any sleep. So
crazy.
So like literally, you're on edge. You're stressed out. You didn't get any sleep. So I think that's, you know, obviously what she meant.
Right.
Because Hollywood Week had some pretty terrible performances, if you didn't recall. But it was good television and
Yeah.
great fun. So yeah, she definitely hit that one on the head there.
Do you guys? Because I know you were upset after that performance. You're like, I'm ready to talk
I
about it.
did.
Were you more upset with what Nikki said, how she treated them, or
No.
more upset about the performance?
You know what I was upset about? Honestly, I love Burnell and I love Devin. Like, I love every week I talk about how much I love them, but how they acted on the stage and how
Yeah.
Burnell said, well, I did my part or something like that, and I'm not going to throw anyone under the bus. But with him saying that, he's throwing the other two under
Exactly.
the bus.
Yeah.
And then Devin had to come and say, well, I knew my lyrics, and
I was
you know,
I had the
I
same
did
stuff
my
from
part,
people.
and he kept
Yeah.
saying, I knew my lyrics, and he was
Yeah.
mouthing it, and Lazaro was just standing there like,
Yeah.
sorry guys, like, you know.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know who forgot their lyrics. We can tell who was most uncomfortable on the stage. You don't have to. It's not, you know. It's not that kind of competition where they have to go against each other.
Especially when we just saw it. We know.
we
We
know.
know what
We
just
know.
happened,
Yeah.
and you guys can, you know, redeem yourselves with your solo performances. But to say it and to act like that and to throw one person under the bus, even though they supposedly didn't mean to, that really upset me, and I'm not happy with the boys.
Yeah, I mean, that moment was all about professionalism, for sure. And I
exactly.
mean, in any field of whatever you do, like that's just not cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
You just say, you know,
Yeah.
we did our best, and sorry.
and you
move
know,
on.
yeah, and I'm sure Lazaro's going to get some kind of sympathy vote or something.
Right.
You know, 'cause, I mean,
She's all smiles.
of course, from Violet, yeah. Of course. You know, just because, you know, if you're going to throw people under the bus, it's not going to turn out well. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, if
especially, like,
anything, it's gonna go against them for saying
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
The
They
last
look
three
bad.
guys. And we've been talking about how American Idol, it seems, has been pushing the girls this whole year. They want a
Yes.
girl to win this thing.
Now the guys are going up against each other.
Yeah, they're like,
really.
and they're all like sinking in the same boat. They're like, oh wow, I see the bottom 3 this week are what if it's
my.
all guys?
Yeah.
It
You
could
know,
be.
honestly,
girls.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, look at who's already been eliminated.
Exactly.
2 guys. I mean,
And going on the same thing, and with who was eliminated, Curtis being eliminated the first week with such an amazing voice. I always said that it might have been because of how he treated his group.
exactly.
Yeah.
In group
For
week.
sure.
So
For sure.
does that, you think it comes out?
Absolutely. I mean, attitude is personality. I mean, it's part of you. You can't
Absolutely.
just not focus on
Right.
that. I mean, as an artist or just a person, you got to treat people with respect, and I think that was what was lacking. And
Yes.
you know, so probably why he went so early, even with such a crazy good voice. And so I hope that doesn't, you know, happen to, you know.
Both the guys
guys.
are amazing, and I hope that was just like a slip for them, and they
Yeah, they're under a lot of
redeemed
pressure up
themselves.
there.
They are.
The
Yeah,
song,
I
when
mean-
it started, had potential to be really good. and then once like Lazaro stopped, he was
He's like, oh
like,
yeah, I have
he's
to
like
dance.
looking at like dancing, and then like,
I
and then
feel
all of a
like-
sudden it was
yeah,
just like
you
House of
saw-
Cards. Just,
Yeah, I just tipped over.
You saw this light in his eye, like, oh, you have to dance. And I think he was like focusing on the dancing and doing it right, and then it just.
Yeah, so I guess
Yeah.
we'll just wipe that. We'll just put the what's the thing from Men in Black and just erase it from our memory.
I forget what that's called.
Yeah,
Yes, let's do that.
Like Nikki said, forget it ever happened.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Get off the stage.
Yes.
But someone they don't want to get off the stage, and I
No.
never want to leave the stage, is
please.
Miss Cree Harrison. Don't play that song. Aretha Franklin, taking on Aretha Franklin is a huge toll in its own right. So Smokey said he was even going to call Aretha to tell her to watch it.
No pressure, Cree.
Yeah, exactly.
No pressure.
She looked phenomenal, you know, the whole night. I love how every time you see her, it's like, that's Cree. That's just what she is. She's always had that little dash of country. And I felt like she had a Carrie Underwood moment closer to the end, too. So she looked fly. Just very simple in her performance. Was grooving with the song. I'm not going to say it's her best ever.
No.
But it's Motown Week. You got to do your best with what you got.
Yeah.
So,
She's so poised. I just love that
Yeah.
about her. She just carries herself like she's a star. As they were saying, like she was a star flown in.
oh yeah,
For
that was-
sure.
yeah, in that duo, it did kind
Yeah.
of. See, that's the thing. That's what Nikki does. She takes what's on my mind, like a small thing that was on my mind, like, oh yeah, she kind of outshined, and then she just like, this is
Goes
what I
with
think.
it.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, if I recall, she's a demo studio singer, a demo
Right,
singer,
yeah,
I believe.
so,
So
yeah.
I mean, you can tell she's got the chops to do
Oh, definitely.
do this. Yeah. And I agree. Not her best performance, but she's it does whatever.
And this is one thing that Nikki said that I agreed with, was that when she said, your confidence never wavers.
Yeah.
No matter what she does, she always just comes out there
For sure.
and and just very comfortable and
Yeah.
just like, this is what I do. This is how I do
Me,
it.
like me or don't. What else?
Like me or actually love me.
Love me.
Yeah.
Because I know you're not going to not like me.
Do you think she knows that I wasn't on Team Cree fully at the beginning, and now she's just
Yeah,
trying to, like,
she's doing
prove
it
it to
for
me?
you.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, she
I
told
can
me.
feel that.
Yeah, I agree.
This is all, it's all for me, right?
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, so that wraps up all the performances. We definitely had our favorites.
Yes.
And some crazy stuff that happened. But let's see what's going on in the life of Mr. Nate Tao. What's up, man?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good.
What's new? what's
Thank you
new
for
in your
having
life?
me.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Love your inside opinion. The crowd's going crazy for you. So what's going on in your life right now? You're working on an album?
Yeah, after Idol, I went to Singapore to work on an EP.
Awesome.
That's
with
amazing.
with the producer friend of mine who works for Universal Music over there. So he has a studio over there. So I figured,
Yeah.
Idol's
Why
over,
not?
let's go.
As long as go to
So,
Singapore.
exactly, let's go. So I went and we came out with some songs I'm really proud of, and we're gonna release that EP next month on iTunes digitally, of course. And you can get the first single called Sooner. It's on my website right now for free. It's natetao.com. So
Cool, yeah.
natetao.com.
We'll give you guys a little glimpse of that in a minute,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. So just really writing music, keeping in touch with performances, and just trying to keep my chops up.
Right.
And meeting new people,
Yeah.
as you can see.
What made you want to audition for American Idol? Is there somebody that kind of like, hey, you should do this, or was this something that you've wanted to do for a while?
Yeah, I'd always been wanting to do it, and I'd auditioned for, The Voice and X Factor, and I'd gotten, to subsequent rounds in the past, and this past season of X Factor, I got all the way to right before the judges on
wow.
the TV portion, and then they didn't want me. So, so I was
is
just,
wrong with
I know what's wrong with them. So I was just feeling like, maybe, these kind of competitions just aren't for me, or maybe I'm not what they're looking for. So when the Idol audition was coming to LA, I was kind of thinking, feeling down on my luck, and I didn't think I was going to do it. Fast forward, I was doing this random performance in Iowa, of all places, and afterwards, this old man came up to me and he said, "You have a gift from God, and
Oh, I just got goosebumps.
and never stop singing." and he walked away, and that was just like, it was just kind of like an epiphany moment. I mean, it's something I had known, I had realized, but not until somebody just said it to me straight to my
Right.
face. And then I was kind of like, well, why not? Let's just do it. And I looked up the auditions, and Oklahoma City was the last city. So I booked my ticket, and
That's so cool. In this business, like, in anything in entertainment, you always, that reassurance, because as artists, we get down on ourselves, and sometimes you
all the
think,
time.
okay, like you said, maybe it's not for me. And then just that reassurance definitely helps, but it's so necessary because you need to be reminded in how good you are, especially when how good you are. So yeah, now you're going to now going to Singapore, and we'll be able to hear your whole album.
Right.
yeah. So
Seriously.
I'm just excited with what has just happened in this past year and with Idol. But yeah, that's really how I got to audition for it, and it's been, the exposure has been, I didn't even, I made it top 40 guys. I didn't even get to the, these rounds, but
I wouldn't say not even. I mean, you.
I mean,
40
that's
is unreal.
you're right. Okay, I'm very happy with how far I got. I mean, and the outpouring of support from people all over the world has just been so humbling. It's just amazing because it airs, in Asia, the UK, Australia. So
awesome.
yeah, I have a Facebook fan page, and it just Twitter blew up, So it was great. It was really loving to get all that support. So it's been awesome.
Your audition was really memorable, and it was so funny because after we met, I was like, you're on Idol and all that stuff, but I didn't remember your story that they had.
Right.
So I went and I looked it up, and I got the video of your audition. I was like, oh yeah, and your parents are deaf.
They are.
And they brought that kind of the focus of your story. Did you think that they were going to make it such a big deal? And it's because Idol has been so much story this whole season.
Oh yeah. I mean, being realistic, I knew that they were going to really, hit that home and make it known that was a part of my life, which obviously even my parents were fine with.
Oh.
It's funny, they were like, every audition I go to, they're always like, we want to come, we want to come and support you.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, no, it's okay. You don't want to wait in line for 20 hours. But yeah, I mean, and I loved that they were, they were featured. And we call my dad a celebrity. It's and I just love that we got to teach Ryan Seacrest sign language and stuff like
That's
that.
cool.
It was really great, and great to just showcase what my parents do, and they're awesome.
Yeah, it's so cool that they're so supportive. And growing up in a household, I mean, obviously it's different to you. It's probably something that's just, every day now.
Exactly.
Is that something growing up was always a huge thing, being younger, or do you not even remember not even be able to communicate?
No. I mean, sign language was my first language.
Wow.
So my parents told me they taught me in the crib.
In the crib.
In the crib, right? So I don't even remember learning it. I just
It just
consciously
came naturally.
knew it, and then I learned English, of course, speaking of after. But yeah, I mean, growing up with deaf parents is obviously the only thing I've ever known, but it's comparing it to other people. It's really interesting. I mean, because a lot of artists, they'll say, "Oh man, I grew up listening to Aretha Franklin. My mom's records or something."
Yeah.
And I didn't. So obviously, for obvious reasons, and I grew up listening to my older sister's Britney Spears and NSYNC albums.
That
which
is awesome.
I think is a good thing. I think it's a great thing, actually. And I think that's why I'm so ingrained with pop music
Right.
now, and that's what I do so much and what I kind of gravitate towards. It's been a amazing childhood for sure. I mean, there's so many funny stories.
What other influences do you have? Britney Spears and NSYNC? Top 1 and 2, is that it?
Actually, wasn't. For sure, I just have a soft spot for artists who, artists who have that just raw vocal talent. I love Kelly Clarkson. She's my favorite idol. For sure, she's just ridiculous.
Gets better and better.
It's crazy. She's she ages. It's like a fine wine or something.
Seriously.
Yeah. Kelly Clarkson. I love Stevie Wonder for obvious reasons, and of course I did his audition song for Idol. Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey and all these just powerhouse artists who really can hit it home when it comes to singing, just with the voice. Yeah.
Speaking of Mariah, what was it like singing in front of? I mean, Keith Urban, huge country music, huge. Randy, he's been on Idol since forever, and Mariah Carey, who's Mariah Carey, and there's Nicki Minaj.
Exactly. I mean, literally the whole experience was honestly a blur when I think about it. I mean, I still remember it, but just because. Literally, you've waited so long. There's so many rounds before you get to the judges, portion. So you've waited so long for this moment, and you're just ready to just grab it because you're just I can't let this go by and wait another 24 hours again in line or something. And so I was really just ready. I thought I was gonna be nervous, shaking, but a lot of people were. But I went in and I just surprisingly kind of calmed myself down and. They were really, really nice. They all looked angelic. It was strange. I think either the spotlight or, they have their makeup people every 5 minutes fixing everything. They were really nice. I mean, you can see it if you look. Sometimes I rewatch my YouTube audition. I watch it on YouTube again just to pinch myself.
Yeah.
But they were great. I mean, really genuine. singing for Mariah, of course. She spoke to me first, and after I walked out, I forgot what she said. Because literally, I was like, what? Like, what did you say to me? And I was like,
Thankfully, it's taped.
yeah, exactly. Thankfully, it's taped. So everyone had, great stuff to say. I thought, I mean, I was never, I haven't been a huge fan of country music. I mean, I think it's great, but just growing up, I had never been. And I thought Keith Urban was just so genuine and so friendly and really inviting. Yeah. And I loved what he had to say. It was just really meant a lot. And they all had great stuff to say. So Randy, I was wearing a tie and a dress shirt and like jeans and like Nike Airs or something. And actually, I'm wearing them right now. And he was like, oh, that was really unassuming. Just because, like, after like William Hung and a lot of other Asian singers who don't get a good rap. Right. I don't know. Probably some people thought I was going to do something,
No.
And so he was like, yeah, I wasn't sure if, what was going to happen. And it looked like you were, here to do my taxes or something.
I remember that.
And I was like, and at that moment, obviously I laughed, but I was like, is that because I'm wearing this or because I'm Asian? And I was like, and it was.
I mean, I can do it for you.
I know.
Right.
And then that's funny. Afterwards, I tweeted him after like I got cut out. I tweeted him and I was like, Randy, call me. I'll smooth your taxes.
H&R Block.
H&R, right, exactly. So yeah,
awesome.
Really great experience. I thought the judges were really, genuine for the most part.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool. So you'd say, was your audition the most memorable moment, or?
Yeah, I for sure. I just think the
I know you didn't really remember it when you left. But looking back.
No, exactly. No, it was for sure the most memorable moment. I think the sheer amount of the combination of adrenaline and that's the first point of contact with these amazing celebrity judges who have sold millions of records and singles and just being able to sing for those people is in itself just an amazing opportunity. So that was surely a memorable experience.
Very cool. Well, we're gonna get into predictions in a second, but I was gonna say, like, what style of music did you choose? Is it full pop that we're gonna hear in a sec?
It's definitely the song Sooner. The first single it's definitely more pop. I'd say this whole EP is like a mix of you've got some Adele, Bruno Mars, and a little bit of Maroon 5.
Ooh,
and there's a little Jason Mraz in there, but
awesome.
Which everyone artists that I love, and it's very very much pop. I mean, there's you've got your drums and there's a ukulele in there, so
awesome.
Yeah,
Very cool. Excited to see that or to hear that. Yeah. All of that. All right. Well, yeah, we just had a great show. Let's jump into some predictions.
Yes.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ TV predictions.
We like to do a little positivity before we get a little crazy. So let's start with you, Nate. Who do you think was you have a favorite top 1, 2, or 3?
Oh, favorite, yeah. For sure, I think. I think. You mean just who's gonna win or who's?
We can just do the favorite tonight.
Okay.
Do you want to tell us?
No. Favorites, I think for sure, Candace. I mean, they're really hands down. I mean, I don't really think there's any question about that. Candace. I think if we're gonna go for another girl Cree, Candace and Cree, I think that Devin and Burnell, I think they're both great. I'm not sure if one of them has a one up above the other, especially after what they both said. They both said it. Like I don't really know which one to pick, but they're both great. I think that that they'll be fine, but also it depends on who all votes for Lazzy.
Yeah.
Yay, it's stuck.
We'll see. I know. I think for me, just judging on the performance itself, I think Lazaro. I mean.
He's gone.
He's gone.
Say it.
Okay, you just hit it on that right there. Okay, you're like great guy, great performer, but I think that when you're going to compare his performance to the caliber of we're at the top 8 here, and it's time to get serious. And I think that it just didn't cut it this week, and certainly in the past couple of weeks. If we're going to chalk it up to all the separate performances, that's me.
Yeah.
You agree with us for that?
Unfortunately, no. I do. My poor Lazzy. Yeah, going up against the other guys, he's just his voice isn't up to par. I love him, but I do think if anybody has to go, no personality counting, then it's gonna be Lazaro. If you're gonna count personality, then either Devin or Brunel needs to go. I'm sorry, that I'm still really upset about what happened. And for my favorite people, I'm gonna go with Candace and Cree. I freaking love those girls.
Candace and Cree. I love Candace. I loved Candace and Cree, but I also really like what Janelle did. I like for her. I think that was her best performance of the year, and I hope that she continues to go down that lane. I do think that Lazaro should go home, but I think because of sympathy votes, he's not gonna go home, and Devin will be out. Peace.
No.
Just because all the girls I feel like are safe. But
I understand your sentiment. So.
Yeah. But you never know. I mean, what the judges say, you never know what could happen.
You never know.
You know, top 8. Do you have any news or gossip, anything like that?
No.
Anything that you heard of? No, me neither. All right, all right, cool. So yeah, we definitely want to thank you, Nate, for coming out.
Thank you for having me.
so
Thank you for
much.
having me,
Show
Mark.
with us. And where can they find you everywhere?
For sure. Go to natetao.com. Once again, natetao.com. And I've got a Twitter at Nate Tao, Instagram at Nate Tao, and Facebook is Nate Tao Music. So you can search all that. Just search my name, Nate Tao. You'll find it.
No, what about you?
You can find me Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Violet Kanian, Violet and Kanian, and I'm loving this song.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And Martin, do you have a computer?
I have a computer, but I don't know how to use it yet. So, I'll get there.
Martin Valles, check him out. And I'm Mark E. Allen. Thank you guys for checking out our show. Again, thanks to Nate. This is the song Sooner that you can grab in April sometime.
No, you can grab it right now.
Oh, this song you can grab right now.
This
but the
song
whole album
is in April. Correct.
So check that out. Thank you guys for checking us out. AfterBuzz TV. We'll see you guys next time.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later. Go check out that song.
The views expressed herein are those of the host, do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners.
I should have had you sooner. I should have had